Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode from the Krebsco channel. It is the 30th, I believe, of November 2011. I'm just so skewed with my days right now. And we are going to be doing a 2v2 on Pointe Du Hoc. Pointe Du Hoc, indeed. Just take a quick look around 360 and see this gorgeous sort of Normandy-looking map. There you go, that is Pointe Du Hoc. Alright, so I'm sorry for the last 5 or so days that I have not posted a Company of Heroes cast. I've been admittedly a bit busy. You guys might be asking me, how the hell have you been busy if you've been posting Skyrim videos? And trust me, I've just been busy. I've just been doing a bit of Skyrim in the meantime. In the last 4 days, actually, I'll tell you guys what's been happening. In the last 4 days, I've worked 20 hours in the pharmacy. Let alone on top of the university hours, let alone going to the gym and all these other commitments and all that great stuff. So, you know, it has been a bit of a busy time for me, and I still think I'm going to be a little bit busy. I've got an essay and lab report just coming up to be handed in, so basically I am a little bit busy at the moment. But then again, December time is rolling around. It's almost winter break for us university students, so that means that most likely I'm going to be releasing more Company of Heroes casts in more frequency during that time. Alright, so who are we looking at today? Well, let's get the game started, okay? We're at the 5-second mark and we're going to be starting in 3 seconds. This is a very intense matchup today, by the way, guys. This is really stellar. It's quite a long one. But anyway, 5 seconds. Going to be starting in 3 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And on we go to another matchup in the Company of Heroes battlefield. So today we're going to be looking at one player, actually 2 Americans. One go by the name of RoMJim. RoMJim I've featured before. You guys should know who he is. Good player, isn't he? The other player is his partner in crime, Go AI Rainbow 6 is 007. How does that make sense? 007 and Rainbow 6. And alright, fair enough. And they're going to be taking on 2 Vermont players. One going by the name of HelHeimR, and the other one, MuspellHeimR. Alright, fair enough. I have a feeling that they are somehow connected to each other. Yes, indeed. So this game is actually a matchup in one of the latest tournaments, the 2v2 tournaments on Game Replays. It really seems like Game Replays is spamming these tournaments like mad. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, lately you guys might have seen that Relic Entertainment and Game Replays have been doing competitions together. They put in money together, and it's what, an $800 prize pot. That is absolutely insane. That's like the most we've ever seen in a tournament. I thought my prize pot was going to be big, but I mean, that is just absolutely blowing it away. So well done to Relic for actually getting involved. It's actually quite nice to be seeing something like that. It's very unfortunate that this game doesn't have quite the status of StarCraft 2, or else you'd have, like, you know, thousands of dollar prizes. That would be absolutely amazing. But okay, anyway, let's get this game started. It's going to be very, very intense. And a quick message before I actually get onto this. I have actually played a few games in recent days, just with a few friends. And, you know, that's quite surprising. I mean, like, few games is quite rare for me to do. I really appreciate those times that I get to play this game. But one thing that I really noticed is just the amount of hackers in this game. You know, guys, if you watch my cast and you hack this game, I'm just going to tell you a personal request. Please desubscribe from my channel, because I honestly don't want anything to do with hackers. I really have no respect whatsoever for hackers in this game, let alone other games. I think it absolutely ruins just the whole dynamics of it, and I really just have no respect for hackers at all. I hope they get banned, yada yada yada. I hope they get permanently banned. I wish they can get their computer banned as well. That would just make my total day. But anyway, let's get this game on with. Right, so we've got just a bunch of harassment so far by the Jeeps. Let's take a look more so. I always focus on action, but let's take more so look at the build orders. So we've got RoMJim coming out with a early Jeep start along with a rifleman afterwards. Now, we don't actually, this is actually really rare. I have admittedly not seen the Jeep, a first Jeep as a unit coming out, well, as the first unit for actually quite a long time now. It used to be really popular pre-2.602, however, this is actually quite rare, and I think it's actually quite nice, because the whole reason of getting a Jeep out so early is to actually harass pioneers and that on the field, especially on large open maps. So it's actually quite nice to see that. A lot of games with the US, I actually see just, you know, 4 rifles, for example, maybe 4 ES or something like that. So it's actually quite nice to see the Jeep out as the first unit. So these guys chase down the pioneers, because killing the pioneers would actually be quite nice indeed. So let's go over to Rainbow 6, see what he has. He has 2 rifle squads out at the moment. and he's going to be fighting up north, I believe, like up here. But we've got a little bit of action going down here at the moment. You can see that the MG is setting up in the direction of the riflemen, but still the riflemen are just a little bit off center and taking a tiny amount of damage, but still trying to take out this MG42. So close, but if they took out the MG42, they could potentially have lost a rifleman squad. Not really a perfect trade-off. Yes, you could take it out MG42, but yes, the gun would still be there on the ground, and yet you'd still lose a rifleman squad. So not really a great trade-off. Very big losses for Muspel to be so down on a MG squad like that so early on. I mean, obviously he didn't lose that, so that's stupendous, that's superb, but still, having to retreat an MG so early on is just a big loss, because this MG is, well, very vital in the strategy of against Americans, trying to suppress the riflemen, right? In the last few games I've played, actually, I've lost probably 5 games in a row. Yesterday, I won 1 game with doing 2v2, but admittedly, I've lost 5 games in a row on Red Bull Express against quite high-level people, and the common strategy or gist of what I lost against was just rifle spams. Rifle spams, and me being PE, it's actually quite difficult. Yes, I would get MP44s and armored cars, but still, the veterancy gain on rifles can be a bit insane at times, and it's just absolutely hard. So I'm thinking that a perfect way to actually take on rifle spams, if you're a Wehrmacht, for example, is to get MG42s, okay? MG42s are really vital in actually suppressing these guys. And having to be forced retreat to one of your MGs so early on is really quite an unfortunate loss. I hope this audio or the music or the effects is not that loud for you guys right now. I don't think it actually will be, but so we've got all these guys just focusing on the center. We've also got a forward HQ being set up in the what do we call this, a monastery or a little church down near the beach by the Americans. So pretty cool that they're actually doing that. If you actually take a look, there's another house on towards the Wehrmacht side. So this is where the balance comes into perspective. Engineer squad going down, quite a big loss, eh? So this is where the balance comes into perspective. But what sort of makes me wonder is, where's the cover for this side where the house is for the Wehrmacht? I mean, if you look beside the church, for example, you've got all these trenches with green cover. Yet, admittedly, yes, you do have a trench in the middle, but that is in the middle, and you've also got a VP stuck in the middle there when you're playing VPs. So I'm not exactly sure where the Wehrmacht have a trench. Oh, well. So we've got riflemen retreating. Oh god, this guy is getting stuck. Absolutely horrible retreating path. I've never seen that before. The retreating path was so horrible and got so clogged up by the infantry there. So he went one direction and had to actually fall back and retreat another direction. Pretty funny that he actually has to do that. And oh my gosh, actually going down when it looked like he was just about to get away from there. Maybe that was from the Volksgrenadiers closing on them. It looked like that, but this is quite a stalemate at the moment. Now, I want to see what's happening up north, because you just have a bit of decapping and stuff like that, but nothing really much. It seems like all the attention is really focusing over here in the middle of Pointe Du Hoc. So, taking a look at the tactical map, let's explain this really quickly. As you guys can see, there's loads and loads of low points at the moment. Loads of low points on Pointe Du Hoc. But, however, looks like Volksgrenadier squad actually went down. However, we actually got multiple medium points as well. You can see a ton of them skewed on towards the beach. In fact, all of them are towards the beach. And, well, what's also very crucial there, apart from those medium points, is also the cutoff points. Now, you might look across the map, and you can think of, if you look along the road, you've actually got 2 manpower points and also a medium's munition point, which acts as cutoff points. So this one, especially down here towards the south where the bunkers are, is very, very critical. You could sort of consider these points as the continental divide. Literally, they split the map in half. And you can't actually capture these points. Say if you're the Wehrmacht right now trying to capture this fuel point over here, you can't actually have it unless you actually capture this munitions point down south over here. So it's actually really important. It's sort of like the continental divide, isn't it? We've got a M8, fast M8 coming out by the Americans, so almost 8 minutes in the game. So it looks like RoMJim has actually skipped up to T3, I suppose you could say. Actually just going for his motor pool, no WSC or anything like that. And the other player, Rainbow Six, is actually still focusing on just his rifles and getting bars out. So RoMJim, as you guys can see, is obviously suffering in terms of his rifleman. He doesn't have bars out, so they're sort of lacking at the moment in terms of actually killing power. However, he has that M8, finishing off a Volk squad. Now, we've also got a bunker out by MuspellHeimR over here. As you guys can see, a medic bunker, and he's going to be picking up guys. We've already seen one Grenadier squad come out of that. So a very important initiative with medic bunkers is take them out as soon as possible when you're Americans, because last thing you want is to be put up against it. Now, MP40 Volk's going down again, but it really seems like the Wehrmacht are losing a lot of their guys here. Quite big losses indeed, especially when you're losing MP40 Volks. And hard times pressed on this Wehrmacht player right now, because the armored car is actually, well, harassing the base, taking out Pioneer Squad. Very, very big losses for the Wehrmacht. That is very huge losses. And it looks like the armored car is actually focusing on the Pioneers, trying to prevent him from actually building anything, because I believe we actually saw a tank depot trying to be built at the moment over there. Not a tank depot, but, oh god, don't tell me you've forgotten. Panzer Command? I feel like I've forgotten. But the MA armored car really doing a lot of damage. I don't think he actually notices that a pack right there. Oh no, and actually going down. That was the last thing that he needed. That armored car really did a lot of harassive maneuvers on that base. I think if he just stayed back and tried to avoid that pack, that would have been absolutely brilliant, because the Wehrmacht really had nothing to combat it at the moment. I mean, they had Panzerfaust, but really, how many Panzerfausts do you need to throw off on an M8, especially when you've only got one Volksgrenadier squad? That is quite a lot that you would need, and chances are the M8 would get out of there before it was destroyed. But unfortunately, not realizing that a pack was right there, that would have been a really bad situation to be in for the Wehrmacht, actually. That would have been horrendous to be in. Now, I've actually got barbed wire along the point over here. That's quite interesting. I'm not exactly sure what's the reasoning behind that. It's actually by HelHeimR. Not exactly sure what the reasoning is. I think it actually was stretching all the way over here, and it must have been cut into. I think that's the actually what happened. So we've got an engineer squad going down for the Americans, and these are really big losses for both sides. The thing you have to realize about this is that I believe that both factions, or both teams, are actually micromanaging on two fronts at the same time. So you've got people micromanaging down here, whilst also micromanaging up here. So it really is quite a lot to deal with when you're trying to focus on two fronts. If you, if any of you actually have any sense of, well, micromanagement in this game and how to play this game more expertly, you would know how difficult it is to actually play on more than two fronts, or two fronts actually. Very, very difficult. Nuke pineapple going off and killing two guys. Very, very, very destructive comparison to the Grenadier grenades. That was absolutely crazy. But this is really what the Americans need to do. They need to take out this medic bunker, but having an M8 fire away at this is not really the way to go. As you guys can see, taking a bit of damage at a time through shots, but it's at such a slow pace. It's not going to happen anytime fast by trying to take it out with an M8, a single M8 anyway. Now, a thing to notice, I want to switch on over to HelHeimR. I believe that's this guy. No, it's not. It's the other one, MuspellHeimR. There we go. He's actually gone for Defensive Doctrine. Right? And so when you go along the left-hand side of Defensive Doctrine, you'll eventually unlock Fortify the Perimeter. Now, what that does is actually helps your medic bunkers. I know you guys might have noticed that it actually gives you MGs on top of your buildings. You might actually notice that over here, MGs on top of them. But what it actually does also is that it also gives, well, health bonuses for your medic bunkers, your bunkers in general. So they're a lot harder to destroy. I think it's something like 150 health. Don't actually hold me to that. I think it's around that range. So it really does help the survivability of that bunker. Now, what I actually noticed in one of my games yesterday is that people were trying to throw howitzer shoots on top of this bunker. Now, it's quite important to know what doctrine your opponent has gone for. So if you realize that your opponent, the Wehrmacht, has gone for defensive doctrine, it might not be a good decision to actually throw down a howitzer shoot on top of it, because chances are it will survive. Only do it when it's a necessity, when there's a bunch of guys around it, or it's just about to go down and only has a few HP left, for example. Yeah, why not? But otherwise, just use a normal howitzer to try and take it out bit by bit. That's what you should be doing. Don't waste your munitions on trying to do it with a howitzer shoot. So still a stalemate in center. 325 for the Wehrmacht at the moment. 481 for the Americans. This is going to be quite a long game, guys. I mean, it's already 13 minutes in, quite a long game. But you can already see the tension building up. These players are really trying to focus. And it's quite funny, actually, because in this map, all the action pretty much happens along this side. Sometimes you get some skewed action along the north, for example, just trying to take the points up here. Sometimes you get some skewed action along here, for example. But really, all the action seems to center along this area specifically. I suppose it's a bit vital, because if you can control this area and this munitions point, then you can pretty much start thinking about pushing in on your enemy. Now, RoMJim is actually very smart of him, actually, is to put down an observation on this post, because sometimes what you do, what you get is pioneers or something, for example, trying to go down there and cap it. Now, obviously, pioneers can destroy observation posts, but at a very, very slow pace. So basically, it's actually a good option to be doing that, because then the Wehrmacht will have to invest a lot more to actually take that out. Maybe not a lot more, but you know, they'll have to focus a bit on getting a Volksgrenadier squad, and that just means that they're not going to have that Volks squad elsewhere on the map where it's needed. So we've got Grenadier squad going down, mortar barrage is coming down on top of this bunker. Really not looking good. We had a mine just going off a few seconds ago. Oh, that's absolutely not brilliant whatsoever. So the Wehrmacht is really on the back foot at the moment. The only thing that's keeping this going is because there's an MG inside this bunker. I'd like to see a sniper maybe try and take it out, but I believe we actually had some Wehrmacht snipers as well. But look at this, you can see the medics picking up all these guys. Really, the last thing that you want is your opponent getting free men. Luckily, we've got this AT gun trying to finish off this bunker, going at a lot faster pace, and it's just about to go down. You can see that just about to happen here. There you go, finally taking it out. So now, what the Wehrmacht need to be thinking, congratulations for the Americans for finishing off the medic bunker, but now what the Americans need, or the Wehrmacht need to be thinking is, we need to get a medic bunker down again as soon as possible. Okay, it's as you guys saw, that medic bunker, the initial one, got what, like 3 free Grenadier squads. That is huge. That is 900 manpower. That already pays off itself many times over. So that is a lot of manpower to be saving. So the first thing that the Wehrmacht needs to think of is put down another medic bunker as soon as possible. Maybe not so much over here because all the battling is happening, but even just a few meters back, that would be enough, because there isn't anything that's going to go that far forward to actually try and take it out. So Panzer IV out on the field for HelHeimR. That is the guy that was trying to build the tank depot. Panzer Command, sorry, just a little bit earlier. He's also got an Ostwind out. Pretty cool. So the Americans need to be a little bit careful now. You can see one mortar going down, but the AT gun just turning itself around, trying to take it on. Now, another way to counter the medic bunker for the Wehrmacht, indirectly I suppose you could say, is actually with your own medic station. So RoMJim actually put down his own medic station a bit back, a little bit far away, but it's behind the church, so it's not going to really take that much flack from the Wehrmacht at the moment. So that's a sort of indirect way. I mean, if you like to think of it, oh hey, if they get free guys, why don't I get free guys, and then it'll sort of even out. I suppose you can sort of think of it like that. They both benefit each other in the end. One thing you got to keep a note of, obviously, is that Wehrmacht, with their veterancy, even if they get a new squad, if they can have veterancy 3 basically instantly, whilst the riflemen need to earn their veterancy. So we've got the Ostwind trying to take out these guys and actually doing quite a little bit of damage, but still this AT gun, insane range. You can see that going off there. Very big range when it has the sight. Firing away the Ostwind, doing a huge amount of damage. In fact, about 1/3 damage on the Ostwind. That is a lot of damage, isn't it? Veterancy 2 out for MuspellHeimR. I actually want to see what's going on for build orders, so let's go check RoMJim. He's actually got that motor pool. He can stop there. We've also got Rainbow 6 going for WSC. HelHeimR has gone for Panzer Command, and we've got MuspellHeimR going for the Krieg Barracks, and also T2, and also Kampfkraft Center. That's why you saw some veterancy out for the Volksgrenadiers and the infantry in general. So the Volksgrenadiers and Grenadiers, obviously elite armor at veterancy 2 for the Grenadiers anyway, not Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers is received accuracy and something else. I think it's something like received damage as well. Something like that anyway, right? But it looks like, oh my god, what happened here? It looks like everyone had to retreat, and the Americans' line is pretty much non-existent now. Firestorm coming right on top of everything here, mortar taking out the AT gun, and literally there's nothing to protect this area. So I'd really like to see everything for the Wehrmacht to actually move in right now. I'd love to see the MGs move in. I'd love to see all the infantry move in, because this is really a perfect time to actually do some damage and start capturing this line. I mean, there's literally nothing protecting it, and overall, the Wehrmacht have sort of majority control at the moment. However, the only thing that's not really majority control is that you've got a lone rifleman squad down here capping away. There we go, finally retreating it. That's good. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. This is really the last way that you want to retreat. It's really unfortunate that there's default retreat paths. I mean, look at this. Look at that. Retreating right in the midst of guys. That is just absolutely horrible. It's unfortunate you can't really define your retreat path. It's unfortunate you can't like shift click or retreat and then shift click in certain directions for you wanting them to retreat in that way. Kind of unfortunate, but oh well. So we've almost got a free rifleman squad coming out. Quick drink of water, guys. Oh, I'm really sorry for drinking water during a cast, but hey, what can you do? Medic station just about to get another free guy, and the Americans are getting back on the field. I mean, not a good way to go by the Wehrmacht. I mean, they really had a great opportunity there to move in, decap this forward HQ, even think about destroying this medic station, and then they could have had a forward defensive line here. I mean, they could have actually put an MG, for example, in this church. They could have had some infantry, and that would have suppressed everything that was trying to come that direction. Of course, not suppressing a Calliope. I mean, Calliope just coming out in the field. Oh no, destroying the building and killing the squad in there. I believe maybe that was a Grenadier or an MG42, no idea. But Calliope just out in the field for RoMJims. He has the armor doctrine, and then oh no, 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 no. Basically, when you come to this point of the game and you know your opponent gets a Calliope, you can just definitely imagine or start to know that it's going to be a downhill game from now on. Maybe not necessarily downhill, but it's going to be a hell of a lot harder and annoying and frustrating and everything like that of a game when Calliopes are out in the field. So, well, good luck. That's what you can really say to the Wehrmacht, especially when there's a Calliope out. So overall, the Americans trying to get a hold. They even have an AT gun down here. Does this AT gun actually shoot up the way? And surprisingly, yes, it does. We've had this AT gun just back here shooting over there. But man, you wouldn't actually really expect that, but it actually can shoot above hills and stuff like that. So, that's pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure if the Americans are doing that on purpose, but maybe they are. Also got some sort of defensive artillery, mortar barrage coming down by Defensive Doctrine. That is the registered artillery right there. A very useful ability when you're trying to defend areas. 125 munitions, just a whole bunch of mortar rounds. You could literally think of a parade of mortars, probably like, I don't know, 20 or so mortars firing at once on an area. That's sort of like the registered artillery. Absolutely insane just how many mortars actually come down at once on the area. It really does nullify all the infantry there. Not so much vehicles, but definitely infantry. Could definitely damage the vehicles a little bit though. So overall, everyone is trying to get the center point. It's really such a damn struggle. You can just tell between these players, they really, really are struggling, just trying to maintain a hold of this area. Center VP really important. Down south is just capturing the VPs. Up north, capture VPs. 259 for the Wehrmacht. 414 for the Americans. Now that I think about it, guys, I know it's a bit off topic, but now that I think about it, I haven't actually done a question episode in quite a while, so I'm actually thinking to myself, maybe we'll do a question episode this time. But I actually can't think of what I'll ask as a question. I have absolutely no idea. I'm sure I'll come up with something on the spot towards the end of the replay. But let's do a question episode this time around. I'm not exactly sure what to actually think of at the moment, because there really isn't anything defining so far. It just really is a struggle at the moment. You got some Knights Cross holders coming behind the way. You've also got a mortar absolutely obliterating 4 guys in 1 round. Stupendous rifleman squad going down. These Knights Cross holders are really wrecking a little bit of havoc here. But, oh, 3 rifleman squads. Not a great position to be in for the Knights Cross. Admittedly, yes, Knights Cross are like Supermen. However, not Supermen so much against 3 bar squads. Alright, but the sniper trying to take out these guys. Killing one of them, surprisingly. Suppose enough damage on one of those Knights Cross for it to actually finish off. Oh no, what are you doing, Knights Cross? Going the wrong direction! I know it's nice to take out snipers, but That is really the wrong direction, not towards the bars. I think would have been might have been a better idea is towards this AT gun, possibly retreat through this area. That would have been a better way to go than just losing a Knight's Cross squad just like that. Oh well. So we've got 2 Panzer IVs out by HelHeimR, and also he's got a Ostwind right there. Now, Muspel has gone for his defense doctrine. HelHeimR has gone for terror doctrine along the right hand side, and Co-AI Rainbow 6 has gone for his armor doctrine, and so he has finally unlocked the Calliope. He's going to be working along the other side, going towards a Pershing. And we've got RoMJim as armor as well. Yeah, we've got RoMJim as armor as well, so that's pretty surprising. So both of them have actually gone exactly for the same side towards Calliopes. Now, we don't usually see that. Usually one person goes for a Pershing, and then the other goes for a Calliope. But fair enough, I suppose it goes both going for a Calliope. So you can imagine 2 Calliopes out at the moment, just going to be absolutely wrecking havoc. I'm surprised the Wehrmacht are actually surviving so long as they are at the moment. Now we've got actually a very surprising maneuver by the Wehrmacht. They're actually going in towards the base, a base rush. So all the attention was towards this area over here. So very good maneuver by the Wehrmacht is to actually go for a direct base rush. So you can see that there's 2 Panzer IVs, great for anti-tank, and also they've got a Ostwind, great for anti-infantry. So these guys over here, although they might be riflemen, they can throw stickies, yada yada yada, there's an Ostwind, okay? That makes a huge difference. 2 Panzer IVs, maybe they can do something. Obviously the Panzer IVs can still do a bit of damage, but still, that Ostwind is really there to pack a punch against the infantry. You can just see how fast it shoots. It really devastates infantry like nothing, especially when there's more than one Ostwind. This observation post is just about to be going down, and there we go. We've also got RoMJim working his way up towards a Pershing. He just unlocked the field repairs. So it looks like the Wehrmacht are retreating for some reason. I have absolutely no idea why. I mean, I think the Wehrmacht actually can hold in on this side over here. I mean, they're at least defending it. I think this is a great maneuver. I don't know why they're retreating. Maybe they're expecting some sort of tanks to come this direction. Maybe they're thinking some AT or some Pershings. I have absolutely no idea why they're retreating. Maybe they're just trying to go on and support down south because they're losing the area a little bit. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, but I don't know. Personally, I thought that was a great maneuver. I think they should have kept on going, take out these guys, keep on harassing, possibly even go around the way behind here. Just destroy all the buildings. Even if you destroyed the forward HQ, that really delays the American from even doing anything. He can't get more Calliopes, he can't work his way up towards Pershings and stuff like that. So it really would have been a great idea to at least destroy that headquarters. And he could potentially have actually destroyed the rest of that base. So I don't really know why he didn't. I mean, it would have been a great maneuver to do that, but oh well, right? Something to keep in mind. So Rainbow 6 has 3 snipers out in the field. At least we saw that barracks go down. But still, I mean, everything's probably upgraded from the barracks and all that great stuff. So probably there's no more use for the barracks anyway. So we've got a few guys down here. This point is being captured again. And it's really tough. I mean, you guys can probably feel this by now, but these players are really great players. I don't know the exact stats. I have tried to actually look up their stats before this game, and for some reason, I have no idea why, but this has been happening in the last few games. But when I try to look up people's stats, I can sometimes find them, but a lot of times I can't find them. So RoMJim is a well-known player, so I was actually expecting to be able to find his stats, but I can't find them. I don't have no idea, and I can't actually find the other people's stats as well. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they just made some temporary accounts. I have absolutely no clue. So so sorry for actually not including that, but it's just I don't actually know. They're just good players. Everyone knows how good these players actually are, so it should be okay. So we've got a stug out by MuspellHeimR, obviously from a Sturm Armory. So he's actually gone T1, T2, T3, and he's got a stug out. So at least that stug's going to be doing something in terms of anti-tank. We've also got a Pershing or a Panther out for HelHeimR as well, from up north. So he's got a really big mixture of tanks. He's got 2 Panzer IVs, Panther, and Ostwind. So this really relies down onto HelHeimR to keep these things alive. If he loses these vehicles, that's going to be a major loss. AT gun turning around, so close to being taken out, and the Ostwind taking a huge amount of damage. Oh, So very lucky indeed to actually have destroyed that, killed that AT gun. I mean, that is a really awkward situation to be in, isn't it? When there's an AT gun trying to take out your Ostwind and you've only got one Ostwind, or any tank trying to take it out. It really becomes an awkward moment when you start fighting against each other, especially when it's so close to destroying that AT gun. At least he actually destroyed it in the end, and at least he killed the guys on it. But still, the Americans holding off barely with just one AT gun and just a bunch of rifleman squads, most likely with bars, or stickies. But still, the Wehrmacht are charging in despite possibly getting sticky raped. I have absolutely no idea what they're trying to do, what they're trying to prove. Not really killing anything. They killed one guy, that's about it. Instead, they're taking a whole bunch of damage instead. Not really a great exchangement, in my opinion. But fair enough. I mean, they've done a little bit of something. Right now, it might have been a good time to actually go get in, to actually, well, move in when there's no rifles. But then again, I think the Americans are just taking advantage of the Wehrmacht just falling back a bit, just to retreat back to their base, get their guys back up to speed, reinforce, stuff like that. Get them healed up, all that great stuff, and get them back onto the field. Just taking advantage. These little key differences being very, very vital here, guys. I mean, little differences are really, really important. Trust me, I was playing my last game that I played yesterday. Just the key differences when I was playing with Sergey, telling him exactly what squads to focus fire on. Key differences, very, very important. Focusing on the right squads, just retreating at the right times to get your guys back up to health, sort of stuff like that. Very, very important, isn't it? Calliope firing away again. These Calliope barrages are literally coming down like all the time. I actually like to call these things shooting stars, because if you look at them, look at that. They just look like shooting stars in a way. Imagine if you were didn't have any idea of what Company of Heroes was, and you saw this sort of thing coming down, just a single rocket looking thing. You'd maybe think that that was a shooting star, wouldn't you? Or a comet or a meteor of some sort. Stog taking quite a bit of damage here. It looks like it's being sticky bombed like hell. And the only thing that's stopping these riflemen from actually doing anything, no, I actually think they're okay. They've got Vet 2, they can throw stickies from far distance. But the Ostwind is finishing these guys off. Oh god, that is such a big loss. That really is a big loss for the Americans. I mean, that was a Vet 2 squad. That is big. Absolutely big. Also, sniper going down for the Wehrmacht. Well, I suppose it didn't go in vain. At least the sniper was sort of exchanged for that. But still, big losses to be actually losing your Vet 2 rifleman squad like that. I mean, that's a really big loss. Because if you think about it, a Veteran C3, they do plus 50% damage. That is a huge, huge bonus. And those squads become really vital at that point. So we've got Allied War Machine just coming down for Rainbow Six, but he's still trying to keep these guys out on the field. So he's not actually sacrificing them. He's still keeping them there. And now we actually hear a V1 coming down. A V1! Where is he getting the sight from? Oh, there's the sniper right here. There's the sniper right there. Oh my god, killing everything! Well done. Very good V1. Actually landing right on top of the Calliopes here. Great sight by a HelHeimR. Not actually using a sniper directly, just getting the sight and then just destroying both these Calliopes. Quite unfortunate because we had an Allied War Machine out by Go AI Rainbow Six, so that actually was enough. The Allied War Machine was still down to get that free Calliope, so effectively just one Calliope and a bit of veterancy, and an engineer squad was destroyed from that V1. Pretty good, pretty good. But still, the sniper's just moving about. I think he saw those rifleman squads coming down the way, so just trying to avoid them as best as he can. But the Wehrmacht have really done a little bit of a dent into the Americans. I mean, destroying quite a few guys over here. But yeah, again, look at that. Instantly, 2 Calliopes back on the field. Oh no. Oh, how abusive, isn't it? Imagine if both players had 2 Calliopes, 4 Calliopes in total. That would be absolutely mad, absolutely madness. That'd be 4 Calliopes would be effective to actually destroy tanks. That's just how great they are.
Down to 200
if you can imagine how 4 Calliopes could saturate one area, say if there's tanks over there like Panthers, I believe 4 Calliopes would be actually enough to destroy a Panther if they could actually manage to get their shots on them. All right, Knights Cross over here. Oh no, retreat, retreat. That's not a good idea. That is not a good idea. Oh, luckily the M10s are trying to push them away. Oh, thank God. and the Knights Cross are sacrificing themselves into the treads. I personally would have retreated there, but I suppose that was a good maneuver by Rainbow Six to actually get his M10s in the way of the pathing of the Knights Cross. That would have been a very, very bad situation if they lost the snipers right there. But I think everyone knows how notorious the M10s are for whatever reason. The Wehrmacht, as soon as they see an M10, they just think to themselves, oh, screw this life, screw the family, I'll throw myself into the treads of the formidable M10 and just lose my life. That is just how notorious sometimes these these M10s can be against the infantry of the Wehrmacht and the Panzerleague. Field repair is coming down. It looks like this M10 is really going back up to health very, very fast. You saw that it had just a slither of health left, and now it's just almost back up to health. Stug, absolutely no chat, especially once the normal gun is destroyed. Its main gun, Venom T2 though, so you can see it has an MG gunner right on the top of it. Also got some pioneers around here. I believe that might be from a medic state, or not a medic bunker, but bunker, repair bunker. Yes, a repair bunker, actually in a very strange place. Look at that. Just in the sort of crevice of that trench. Fair enough. I suppose it's quite neat. And Allied War Machine coming out just at the nick of time to save that M10. I believe actually both of them. Yep. So there you go. Both M10s. And if you guys don't know, Allied War Machine can only save 2 tanks at a time every time it's called out. So that is both M10s saved, and they are back on the field, and Allied War Machine is not out there anymore. 34 minutes of the game, but still, you have no idea who's going to win this, especially when the VPs are so damn tight. Look at that, 175 for the Americans, 200 for the Wehrmacht. So it really is quite down neck to neck, isn't it? I mean, you don't have an idea who's going to win. I mean, the Wehrmacht might do something like this, where they're coming along this area, trying to destroy Calipes. They can throw down V1s and stuff like that, but then the Americans come out with M10 spams, rushes, get Allied War Machine out, and then you just have absolutely no idea who's actually going to win this. So you absolutely have no clue. 4 M10s! Oh no! 4 M10s! That is a mass to deal with. So what we're going to really need now is a mass of anti-tank for the Wehrmacht to actually take on 4 M10s. Would be nice to have a few Panthers, possibly some Panzerschrecks to back them up, maybe packs and stuff like that. But you look at that, the M10s are just going about the field trying to do something. Also got this other repair bunker over here taking a bit of damage, and it is going to be going down. You can just tell what's going to happen. Maybe a V1 would be nice on top of that, but chances are if a V1 came down, they'd just move. I think it's quite obvious. I mean, if they threw down a V1 over there, it's quite obvious what would happen to where that V1 would actually go. Probably on top of those M10s, wouldn't it? So the M10s are falling back. I want to see what's going to happen with this this pack, this group of M10s here. Luckily, actually, really nice maneuver. Oh my god, we've got a flag over here. Actually, really good opportunities. Taking the opportunity for the Wehrmacht. I mean, we saw that pack of M10s moving about, but you actually saw that one of them sort of strayed away from the pack. Sort of like if you're thinking about hunting, like in the safari and stuff like that. You know, lions attacking gazelles and stuff like that. Always trying to go for the straggler. Always going for the one that's always out on the side. So they actually managed to finish off that M10 that was on the side, and you can just see all these M10s. Mass tank battle here. You've also got that flak in the back, but that was actually taken out by a Calliope barrage. The guys unmanned it. So all the M10s are gone. All the M10s are gone, but we had an Allied War Machine out. So one M10 is over here, and for Rainbow Six, he's got another M10 out as well. So 2 M10s back out in the field. So that mass blob of M10s, 4 of them are gone. But look at the mass casualties for the Wehrmacht as well. Losing a Panzer IV, losing a Panther. Just about to lose this Panther as well. That is a huge amount of losses for the Wehrmacht, because if you think about it, sort of bigger losses for the Wehrmacht, because not only are the Wehrmacht vehicles more expensive than the M10s, but they can also not get them back. They're not the Panzerleague, they don't get the Brigatiger, they're not the Americans, they don't get the Allied War Machine. When you lose that as a Wehrmacht, they are plain old simple gone. So quite big losses for the Wehrmacht in comparison to the Americans, who, well, have 2 M10s back out on the field, in comparison to the Wehrmacht, who have nothing in terms of tanks, except a Panzer IV, which is badly damaged, and that flak. And a few Panzerschrecks, actually. Yeah, I suppose that's okay. But still big losses for the Wehrmacht anyway. Flak is going to be quite lethal. Very, very effective unit. Very huge distance you can see it shooting. Also got the Calliope barrage firing it again, yet again. Mass range, very big spread, just literally saturating this area. Looks like hell, to be honest. I mean, just look at all these sort of flames and craters and the scorched earth. It really is hell on Earth. But overall, still okay. Both sides still battling it out. 132 for the Americans, 192 for the Wehrmacht. And I don't think he actually realizes that his M10 is actually taking a bit of shots here. Oh, no. I wonder what actually revealed it. I have absolutely no idea. Was it something over here? Yeah, it was a sniper. That M10 actually took a huge amount of damage from that flak. Another drink of water, guys. Now we've actually got the sniper down south. I can actually still see him. We've actually got the sniper still down south. Not really doing it. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Still not really doing anything. He's just sitting around there. I'm feeling he's just probably staying in that area, probably because he wants to put down another V1 at some point in the game. But wow, it's actually quite a quiet moment, isn't it? We had a period of silence there, just where both sides were recapping themselves, regaining men, getting themselves ready for the next round of attacks. That's pretty much it. It was actually quite a very somber and quiet area time period there, wasn't it? Just a few Calliope barrages, nothing really much actually. But the sniper's still staying over there. The rifleman moving down south. I have a feeling probably just to go cap away at the stuff down here. But man, it really is quiet. So this is definitely the late game. Everyone has unlocked their stuff. Oh god! Huge artillery barrage coming down by, I believe, Muspel. Yep, that is the rocket barrage coming down right on top of stuff here. And we've also got V1. So it looks like the Wehrmacht must have been saving up everything that they had right here. And whoa! Again, killing everything. Biggest loss for the Americans, losing that Jeep. That Jeep would have been absolutely critical in keeping this battle going. That Jeep was definitely needed there in order to actually destroy the Wehrmacht army. Oh, I'm just kidding, guys. But that is a bit of losses. Yeah, again, Calliope going down in the Jeep as well. That's pretty much the only losses from that V1. So I believe the Wehrmacht must have been actually waiting that entire time, because they were waiting for saving up munitions for that rocket barrage and also that V1, just trying to do as much damage as possible. Still, I think it is quite obvious of what's going on. I mean, a V1 and rocket barrage in the same area. I think it is quite obvious where to expect them to come down, especially where all the vital units are. So surprisingly, I don't know actually know why the Americans didn't actually retreat their stuff a little bit earlier to dodge that V1, but fair enough. So recapping down here, Vet 2 squad. I really don't want to see this Vet 2 squad go down again. Really don't want to see it, but I have a feeling it might actually happen. Oh, just so close, so damn close, really so close indeed. We've got to be really careful. Those Vet 2 squads or any veterancy squads really need to be careful, especially against the Ostwind. I mean, going from 6 down to 1 guy in no time at all. But still, really very somber moments here, quite quiet. Pershing is out for a Rainbow 6, so that's going to be doing something. Looks like it's going to be heading up north towards this Panther, which is by itself, Vet 3 Panther. I can't remember what the veterancy does. I believe it's something like received damage decreased by 15% or something in the first one. I believe the second one is armored skirts and MG42. I believe the third one maybe penetration or something like that. Something like that anyway, right? So this one single Panther versus a Pershing and 2 M10s. We know the victor of what's going to come out of that. So the Panther's actually retreating. And now, are the Americans going to follow? No, they're actually not following. Now, that's a very smart maneuver. A lot of people might actually be tempted to actually follow that Panther to destroy it, but very smart maneuver for HelHeimR. He realizes, or very smart maneuver by Rainbow Six. He actually realizes that when somebody's retreating like that, they're obviously going to be retreating towards safety or where there's going to be backup. So last thing you want to do is retreat your guys to blow up a Panther Shreks. So actually really good decision to actually stay back where there's nothing to counter you and just destroy the base. Focus firing on the Panzer Command. So again, knowing what the right targets are. So that was definitely the right target, because as soon as you destroy the Panzer Command, they can't build any more tanks, can they? Especially for HelHeimR, who actually doesn't have any other buildings except for the Wehrmacht quarters. He can't really build anything from T2 or T3 because he simply doesn't have those buildings out. So he's actually doing a really good job of destroying this stuff, killing loads of guys through the Pershing. Very effective against men, very effective against tanks, very effective against infantry. It's sort of like a Tiger in a way, sort of comparison to that. I mean, good against tanks, good against infantry. Actually finishing off both Grenadier squads with Panzerschrecks. Oh my god. That is a really big loss for the Wehrmacht, losing both Panzerschreck squads. You can't even see the Panzerschrecks on the ground, so the Panzerschrecks were actually destroyed. They're not actually there anymore. Oh, here we go. HelHeimR coming out with a King Tiger. Perfect counter. Perfect counter indeed. This Pershing just going down. Kind of unfortunate loss, in my opinion, because that Pershing actually had Veterancy 1 out on it and was working its way towards Veterancy 2. At least Allied War Machine was out, so he could actually call out another one. Oh no! No, you're joking! Allied War Machine must have actually canceled just before. Oh no! Allied War Machine actually was cancelled just as that Pershing was destroyed. So all he got out of that was a single M10, not another Pershing. Another Pershing would definitely have been useful, but oh well. Damn, those are big losses. Still, the Calliope's firing away towards the center, not really destroying this flak. This flak has really been here for quite ages now. I guess the must be getting repaired or something. It's also got Veterancy 3. I believe the flag's got a Veterancy from support? Veterancy, maybe? I believe it's something like that. Actually, no, it can't be because the Pioneers don't have Veterancy. I have absolutely no idea. Maybe it's from tank Veterancy? I can't actually remember. So the flag definitely gets something from somewhere. I think it gets just the same sort of bonuses as vehicles, you know, receive damage and receive penetration, max health, and whatever not. Sort of stuff like that. A very, very awkward retreat path for the Knight's Crossholder. I actually like to see what happens with this guy. Very, very awkward. Oh my god. What is he doing? This is just one of the most absurd retreat paths. Obviously, he didn't want to retreat towards the Rifleman. I suppose that's a good sort of thing. But look where he's going. He is literally sprinting. He is a marathon runner. He is an Ethiopian marathon runner doing the London Marathon. Really, this guy just does not get exhausted. Even though the Americans, with their heroic charge, will get exhausted, even though everyone else, with their sprints and stuff like that, would get exhausted, he can literally run 20 miles and be still with breath. Kind of funny if you think about it like that. Still, they have enough breath, even though heroic charge people don't have breath after using their stuff. Fair enough. But anyway, King Tiger down here, quite unopposed. Just a single M10, not really doing anything. Bars over here, but I don't think they actually have stickies. Maybe they're just not spending their munitions. No idea. Otherwise, I believe a sticky on that King Tiger would have been quite nice. But King Tiger is actually being flanked. Look how slow that turret's moving around. Oh no, he's focusing the wrong squads. Or the wrong tanks, and at least that one was going down. This one's just about to go down as well. Yep. Pretty much that's all it is. Even the building's going down here in some few squads. But the King Tiger actually took quite a bit of damage from those M10s. 2 M10s just about to be destroyed, and took actually quite a bit of damage from them. So just about down to half health, but this game is about to end. 16 points left for the Americans. I actually wasn't paying attention to the VPs because I was so engrossed by this battle. I mean, it really was so intense. And we've actually got a good game coming down from the Americans, so they actually must believe that it was defeat. So I actually have no idea where the Americans went wrong. I mean, the Americans really didn't lose that many units. I mean, sure, they lost a few rifleman squads here and there. But really, the Wehrmachts were really not that far away from just about the same things happening to them as well. They were no stranger to that as well, losing a few squads here and there as well. I mean, the Grenadiers, for example, the Panzerschrecks and the Knight's Crossholders, blah blah blah. I have actually no idea how the Americans lost this. Maybe they were just outplayed, simply put as. So well done to the Wehrmacht for actually winning that. I have actually no idea, guys. And you know what? I can't actually think of a question for the episode, but I've just come up with a very brilliant one. My question for this episode is, where do you think the Americans went wrong in this game? I mean, I can't actually pinpoint exactly where it went wrong. Sure, you know, lost a few guys here and there. Pershing wasn't called out from the Allied War Machine, you know, stuff like that. But overall, the Wehrmacht actually lost a lot of stuff as well. So, where do you guys think they went wrong? Where do you think the Americans went wrong? They lost this area. They were pushed back. The flag was there. I really have no idea, guys. Maybe you guys can pinpoint it. So the question of this episode will be, where do you guys think that the Americans went wrong? Where do you guys think the Wehrmacht went right? I will be doing the feedback for that in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast, but of course, until next time, I hope you all have a very nice day. But until then, I will catch you all later.